Hey everyone, it is I, Mr. Horgan here, with Season 42 coming up this Monday, September 23rd. It is now time for me to give you the good, the bad, and the stupid moments for Season 41 of The Price is Right. Now let's start off with the good. One of the good moments from Season 41 in my mind definitely had to have been the first $100,000 winner in Pay the Rent back on April 24th, 2013 during Million Dollar Money Week. Million Dollar Week. Ani was the contestant who finally managed to pay the rent. And I gotta tell you, since Season 39, when this pricing game debuted, there have been a couple of contestants who came on close on winning the whole thing, but decided to quit at $10,000. But not Ani. She went all the way on that day, and she became the first winner of $100,000. What an exciting moment that was for The Price is Right during Season 41. Absolutely enjoyed the win. And we'll never forget that moment as long as I live. Another good moment from Season 41 to me had to have been the Models Rules show back on April Fool's Day. That's when the tables were turned on Drew and George as the models took over hosting and announcing. I have to say they did a really good job on filling in Drew and George's shoes. The only downside was Rachel was not there, seeing as she was on maternity leave at the time. So I'm just wanting the music to get back on. Oh, never mind. Continuing with what I said, the Models Rules show, April Fool's Day. Great job from Gwendolyn, Rob, Amber, and Manuela hosting and announcing. It's, again, too bad Rachel was not there since she was on maternity leave, but I know NeoRox87 told me that it would be great to see Rachel host an entire Price is Right one day. I'd love to see it happen for Season 42. Wouldn't you? But yeah, I definitely think the models should do something like this again in the near future. It would be really cool. So that was a good moment of Season 41. Another good moment? Well, I'd have to say the amazing 3-car roll and Let 'em Roll. This was back on February 21st, 2013. The contestant was playing with Charles Barkley for charity. This was during Celebrity Charity Week. And memory serves me right, in his first roll, he got 2 cars and $4,000. The contestant decided to roll on for getting the car. And although Charles Barkley did not approve of the contestant's choice, in his second and final roll, would you believe, he got the 3 cars he needed to go along with the first 2 cars. That was incredibly amazing. What luck he had on that roll. Honestly, wow. 3 cars. That was like so cool. Blew my mind. Really did. Another good moment from March 28th, 2013. We got ourselves a $16,000 win in It's in the Bag. And the contestant, who really was full of energy, who was topped off with a tiara, she was celebrating her birthday. She really was a lot of fun, I gotta say. And this was the playing where I first got to learn the phrase YOLO, you only live once. I have never heard that phrase up until that day. And what else was so much fun is she had the honors of pressing the button for the last bag. That was for $16,000. And you know what? Based on how she placed the grocery products, I had a good feeling she was going to win it all, and by golly, she did. It's been since season 40 that a $16,000 win occurred, and it's in the bag. I remember recapping it. That was during the premiere week. But so awesome that someone went all the way for $16,000. Gotta love when that's won, and it's in the bag. And the fifth and final good moment in my mind from season 41, well, I have to say it was probably a rare gas money win back from June 12, 2013. Now, when gas money is played these days, usually the contestant picks the pink slip to the car first. The object is to save the pink slip to the car for last. The object is to find the 4 other car prices that have gas money behind it, and not the pink slip, you know? Save that to the very last. Well, one contestant managed to win $10,000 in gas money, plus a brand new car, which was a Ford Fiesta SE, back on the 12th of June. And always love it when a gas money win like that happens. So that, in my mind, was definitely a good moment of season 41. We need more wins like that. We need more contestants who really know how to play that game instead of just blowing it on the first choice, honestly. So that's the good. Now on to the bad. Well, I got to begin with the terrible playing of 3 strikes for a Ferrari 458 Spider. That was on $1 Million Week on April 25th, 2013. It was such a thrill to see a Ferrari up for grabs in 3 strikes. Though quite honestly, in my mind and mostly everyone else's mind, Golden Road really should have been the pricing game for that car. I mean, it really fit the game. But 3 strikes was the game, and that still is a fun game to play, don't get me wrong and all. But what sucked is the contestant managed to draw numbers, but she failed to place them in the correct spot. So, unfortunately for her, she ended up striking out. So that was the bad thing. And the actual retail price was $285,716. Holy moly! Well, just imagine how excited she would have been if she had won that Ferrari. She'd be jumping all over that stage, I'll tell you that. But not to be. The next bad moment had to have been when Grand Game got a newly refurbished look back on April 2nd, 2013. I like the newly refurbished look, looks pretty cool, but what is considered bad about that is, on the first playing of the refurbished Grand Game, only $1 was won, quote unquote. Excuse me. That was just terrible for a refurbished Grand Game to start off with a $1 win. Gee, that was just horrible to watch. Anyway, moving on. The next bad moment, from February 1st, 2013. This was during the Super Bowl 47 special. That night, I, along with Neonox 87, Sports Guy 528, and Ben Mason joined me for the recap. And it was a really great show. 5 out of 6 pricing games were won, which was really a gem. But in the showcases, a big fumble occurred, especially for the runner-up in the showcase. He bid $22,782 on his showcase. The actual retail price for his showcase was, you wouldn't believe, $22,703! He was over by $79. Out of all the double over bids this past season, That definitely, to me, was probably the most painful one ever. That really hurt. Being only over by $79. Oh my God. That really hurt. Man. The next bad moment I have listed is a perfect show being blown on a Safecrackers loss from December 27th, 2012. Max, the contestant, was playing Safecrackers, and his job was to win Safecrackers so a perfect show could take place. Well, you know, during his decision-making in Safecrackers for the price of the luggage as well as the combination of the safe, he had it set at the right price, but then he changed the first two numbers, and that ended up being a big mistake, because he should have went with his instinct, and if he had done that, we would have had a perfect show, but he second-guessed himself. A word of advice. When you're a contestant and the price is right, don't second-guess yourself or don't listen to the audience. You're the one who's up on stage. You got to have the courage and confidence to know for yourself what's right and what's wrong. That's how I put it. Although there are a lot of TV cameras on you, you still need to find a way to be courageous enough to win a pricing game. That's how I put it. But if Safecrackers was not lost, we would have had a perfect show. And that's what I consider to be a bad moment. The last bad moment I have listed here for Season 41 had to have been the cover-up loss on the first attempt from December 20th, 2012. This was during the holiday shows. J. Van Diesel and Meathead 177 Returns joined me on that night. And the contestant, Hatea, was playing for a Kia Rio LX, and he covered up the price to $20,578, the wrong price from the beginning. And that wasn't the price. And to make matters worse, he didn't even have one number right. I was like in total shock. I couldn't believe it. The actual retail price was a cheap $15,926. Man, first time cover-up gets lost in the first attempt during the Drew Carey era. That really was bad. Man, I was totally stunned. Now, on to the stupid moments of Season 41. Well, first off, let's go back to February 5th, 2013. The contestant was playing dice game for a Chevrolet Sonic 2 LS. First number was 1. For the second number, she rolled a 5. It was not the number, and she went with the odds by saying lower. Now, normally that would be a good thing to do, but I could definitely tell the car she was playing for was $16,000. So she really blew it on herself, because for the third and fourth numbers, although they weren't the correct numbers she rolled, she went with the odds correctly, and for the last number, she rolled the number exactly right. But that second number, if she had said higher, she would have won. And in my mind, this was an easy win blown. I mean, gotta observe the car and think to yourself, is that really less than $15,000, or is it really a $16,000 car? I mean, I could tell just by looking at it that it was $16,000. I mean, this wasn't a Chevy Sonic. I mean, a Chevy Spark, excuse me. Which was played during Dice Game. That car was being played for in Dice Game, and Martin S5-1989 recapped that during the Season 41 pricing game recaps, and surprisingly enough, the contestant rolled 5 for the second number and went lower, and it was 4. So if a Chevy Spark is ever played again in Dice Game, maybe it is right to go lower than a 5, seeing as they're pretty cheap cars. But when it comes to like Chevy Sonics or Ford Fiestas, they're more than likely $16,000. So if you roll a second number being a 5 in dice game, make sure to go higher. There's nothing wrong with going against the odds. You have to be gutsy on doing that, in my mind. Okay, another stupid moment from Season 41 had to have been a 16-ounce bag of Diamond of California shelled walnuts costing $9.49 in Grand Game. This was back from February 15th, 2013. Now, the contestant, I felt, definitely had that right when she had to pick the 4 grocery items that were less than the target price to win $10,000. $9.49 for walnuts? Quite honestly, that is the most stupidest thing I've ever seen on The Price is Right. Well, maybe one of the most stupidest things. I could not believe that walnuts cost her the game. She only won $1. That was just, wow, I couldn't believe that. Yikes. The next stupid moment I have listed is from May 30th, 2013. The contestant was playing Plinko, and 2 of the small prizes were personalized cookie cutters and a handbag note dispenser. For the cookie cutters, I could not believe that the contestant believed 6 was the first number and not 0 being the second number. I mean, really? Seriously? She thought those cookie cutters were at least $60? Man, that was downright stupid indeed. Excuse me for a minute. There will now be a brief intermission. Hello everyone, I'm back. Sorry I had to leave. The phone call was a priority. So anyway, as I was saying, in Plinko, back from May 30th, 2013. The contestant believed personalized cookie cutters started with a 6 and not end with a 0. That was really stupid, honestly, and we all knew that it was the 0. It was $20. I mean, those who watch the show regularly like me knew that was easy to know. And the handbag note dispenser, she believed 8 was the second number and not 1 being the first number. I mean, honestly, I could tell just by looking at it that it was at least $10. I was totally speechless on her two decisions there. I really was. The next stupid moment from season 41 had to have been when $100,000 was up for grabs in Grand Game during $1 Million Week. Back on April 23rd, 2013. This was during the second day. $100,000 up for grabs in Grand Game, and I have to say, it looked like a very easy setup to win that amount of money, but the contestant, she really blew it when she chose the Olay body wash. I mean, her first two choices, which were the Nestle Crunch Bar and Creamsicle bars, those were definitely easy ones. But she should have chosen the potatoes and the grape jelly. The audience was saying potatoes. Seriously, I mean, $100,000 blown like that, not a good thing. Really isn't. She really should have known better to avoid the body wash. And last but not least, in the stupid moments of season 41, it had to have been from April 2nd, 2013, the same day Grand Game got the newly refurbished look. This was during Master Key. The contestant had to guess the prices of the two small prizes, which were a chocolate fountain and an interchangeable French toast maker. Now, for the chocolate fountain, the guess that the contestant gave, I didn't think was a smart choice, because I felt the other choice, which was $40, was the most logical. Then for the interchangeable French toast maker, his choice he gave of, I think it was $24. That definitely seemed like a good price to choose. But wouldn't you know that was $40 as well? I can't believe it. A Master Key wipeout due to two small prizes being the same price. That really, in my mind, I think was totally stupid. That was just horrible to watch as well, really. So those are my good, bad, and stupid moments for season 41. And I'm looking forward on what kind of moments are going to be made that are going to be either good, bad, or stupid for season 42. But come to think of it, I'm kind of thinking of replacing the word stupid for ugly for next season's good, bad, and for the review. It'll be like that Western movie, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Yeah, I'm thinking of doing that. That's what I'm going to name my review video for next season. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I love the sound of that. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, now I'm going to run down the pricing games that members of the Pricing Game Recap team want to do come season 42. Starting off with Martin S. 1989. He has Pocket Change and Pick a Number to do. Those were two of the games he wanted to do during season 41. But unfortunately, he didn't get the opportunity to recap those games, so he will be guaranteed to do playing of those two games come next season. And here are some other games he would like to recap. For Golden Road, first playing for season 42. Triple Play, Shell Game, Checkout, Secret X, and Pass the Buck. For Jay Van Diesel, he wants to do Check Game, Pay the Rent. He also told me he wants to do Three Strikes, Rat Race, Safe Crackers, and the new game, Do the Math. I'll get more into that in a little bit. Sports Guy 528, he's got Card Game and Do the Math as well. And for Neil Rocks 87, he has the pricing games he has yet to do, which are 5 price tags, High Low, Temptation, 10 Chances, Danger Price, Check Game, take two, spelling bee, swap meet, line them up, triple play, and do the math. Now, in his changes for Season 42 video, he mentioned that he wants to do triple play first. But he does not, he needs to, but he does not want to do, 5 price tags, temptation, and spelling bee right off the bat. Because he told me that he needs to kind of practice on recapping those certain games for retro recaps. But like he also mentioned, he doesn't want to recap them all right away. He'll do them when he can, because he's got a schedule that's a priority involving his dad, so we have to respect that wish. So whenever he can, he'll be able to recap those games. I gave him the opportunity to do that, by the way. Now on to that new pricing game, Do the Math. Now yours truly is going to have the first playing to recap. Sports Guy 520 will have the second playing. I was going to give Neorox 87 the third playing of Do the Math, but he mentioned in his changes video that he does not want to do it at the moment. So for J Van Diesel, I'm going to let him do the third playing. Unless if Neorox 87 wants to do the third playing of Do the Math, he can let me know. But knowing Neorox 87, I think he'd like to do the fourth playing of Do the Math, because think about it. The number 4 is the significance of his. November 4th is his birthday. So, makes logical sense, wouldn't you say? But that's going to be a lot of fun. I watched what Do the Math is going to look like, and looks very interesting. Really cannot wait for that to get played. I also cannot wait for the Plinko 30th anniversary. Friday, September 27th. Myself, I'm 264 shirt. Apizzle90, who will be making his pricing game recap debut on my channel. Neorox 87, Sports Guy 528, and J Van Diesel plus Ben Mason will be joining me for this historic pricing game recap. It is going to be such a thrill doing that show. Believe me when I tell you. So, that's what's going to be going down for Season 42, and right now at this time, I'd like to give out the first sponsor for Season 42. My very first sponsor spoiler. For the first week of The Price is Right 42nd season on CBS, the pricing game recaps on my channel will be brought to you by the movie 42, The Jackie Robinson Story. By far, one of the best movies of this year that I have seen in the theaters, and quite possibly this is the greatest baseball movie I've ever seen. So if you haven't seen it, you should. Really blew my mind. So, that's going to do it for my good, bad, and stupid moments video for Season 41 of The Price is Right. Looking forward on recapping Season 42 for my favorite game show. Plus, I look forward on working with the pricing and recap team once again for certain recaps. So, until Monday, September 23rd, this is Mr. Horgan, reminding you to help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered. Thank you for watching. See you real soon.